What's good? Okay, so this is like my 95th video confessional in the span of like 3 hours because I don't even want to talk about how invested I am in this stupid org, right? I'm like back against the wall, literally, and this is just crazy. So, let's give a rundown on what has happened and why I wasn't feeling too happy yesterday and what my plans are moving forward, all while you can tell I'm Sicilian. I'm making a pizza. That's right. The I cook the pizza, that's real now. And now while we wait for this handy dandy oven to preheat, I'm gonna walk around because I always walk around during these video confessionals. The more of these stupid confessionals I make, the more in the game I am, and the better my headspace becomes. So, let's start with what happened after the immunity challenge, which was Brett was being a bit of a silly goose. He decided that he was just a goose that wanted to be a little bit too silly. Not really a good way to play Survivor. You don't want to be a silly goose in this game. But Brett, he's being a silly goose. And for like a day, it's like, okay, let's just get Brett out of here. And then, like 3 hours before Tribal, now finally people want to start playing the game and throw out names other than the obvious vote. So the names were Danny, J-Ro, and of course Brett's name was still out there. The factions sort of were against the Serpentine 3 as well as Green, because my thing with Green is like they were kind of, I think they still are. I think they're still sucking off the Serpentine 3. And it's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get out there and play the game. It's a little frustrating, but whatever. If they want to play like that, then they're going to play like that. And so a bit before Tribal, I was sitting there and I realized the best thing for my game would be for Green to get out of here. And I was just like, you know what? Screw it. If I don't do this, J-Ro is going home. And I don't want J-Ro to go home. I know they want J-Ro out, but me? I don't really know if I want J-Ro out. So I gathered up my 4, which is the original Serpentine 2, because I think we were all feeling good with each other. It was me, V, Crossbow, and Starzy. I was like, hey guys, since Brett is being very chaotic right now, and he does have the idol, which I forgot to mention, he flashed his idol, and I know that idol is real because I found an idol and I played it, and I know what it looks like, and that's a real idol. He definitely has it. And how could he know what my idol looks like to find fake idol that looks so accurate to the real one? Because he wasn't at Tribal while it was shown. So, I was like, Brett's been stupid this round. I don't know what he's going to do with this idol. So I think a safe plan is if we all throw our votes on Green. And everyone was down with that. Some people were a little upset, but it was a good strategic move. And I was this close to taking them out of the game. I was so fucking close to taking them out. And I made 2 mistakes, which is why I was this close. First of which, J-Ro said like a minute before the votes were due. It was like, are we good for Danny? Did you do Danny? And I said, yes, I did Danny. Danny's going home. Big mistake by me, because if I had just said, you have to vote Green to survive and explain why, then J-Ro would have voted Green and they would be on the jury right now and they wouldn't be here. Another mistake I made was I told Poi, because I thought I could trust Poi, but Poi apparently had the extra vote that V gave to him. What are you doing? You don't give advantages to people. Do you... I don't know, man, but whatever. So Poi played his extra vote, which caused a 4-4 to 3-1. And then shit got heated. Tribal blew up. And Then I accidentally referred to Green with he, him pronouns instead of they, them pronouns. Which, by the way, if I did that on this confessional, I apologize. I'm trying. I suck with pronouns. Green, like, in my head, I don't know why. I just associate everyone in this game, besides ARPS, I associate in my head with he, him, even though I know some people, including myself, go by he, they. And I don't know why. I think it's probably just because I play so many orgs with people who are cis men. So that was my bad. And then shit blew up, shit got personal, and I just got really angry. And then Brett, who all of a sudden, it felt like Brett was telling me that I was a bad person. And I pulled up, this is petty of me, I wish I didn't do that. I pulled up shit that Brett did like 2 years ago. And I was like, brother, I know you're not calling me a bad person after you did this. Which made shit even worse, and worse, and worse. And then it blew up. And then I was like, I'm done. I'm out of this conversation. Fuck you guys. And then, next thing I know, my number one walks from the game. Great. Fantastic. You can tell I'm so happy. Look at my face. Anyway, so I was a little pissed. And after Tribal, everyone got mad at me. Everyone got mad at me. People were mad at me at a game level, a personal level. I'm surprised I didn't get blocked by Green because they were really, really, really mad. And also, it felt like that everyone was telling me that I was a bad person, which is why part of the reason I got angry. And it came off, I didn't even realize this, it came off as me defending, like, my mistake. But in reality, I was trying to defend, like, me as a person because it felt like they were saying that I myself am a bad person. And that's why things got even worse and worse with Greed. So before Poi walked, I got host approval to DM when we weren't supposed to DM. So I DM'd Green an apology, which was really long. And I can't remember exactly what I said, but I was like, hey, I want to hold myself accountable. That was my mistake. I wasn't trying to defend the mistake. I was trying to defend myself as a person. Going forward, I'm going to change our name on Discord to Green They Them. So hopefully I won't repeat the same mistake twice. And I poured my heart out into one message. I played this game emotionally, which you're not supposed to do. Playing in the game emotionally is why I lost Hellviver. Playing the game emotionally is why I've lost. I mean, I've lost a couple orgs by playing emotionally, but I think Hellviver was my biggest loss. I'm ready to get cutthroat. I'm ready to vote some motherfuckers out. And normally I don't backstab people in orgs. I'm just very straight up, and I'm like, I'm voting you out because it's good for my game. No, this time I think I'm gonna have to start backstabbing some motherfuckers. And it just hurts because I've built up really strong social connections with people. I like these people. I know things about them, and I like them on a personal level, but that's the game, man. Sometimes you just have to do it. Right, so I had to do a lot of damage control. So I started off with Green, and then the announcement happened, and then I finished up an apology to Brett, and then me and Brett called for like an hour, and it was a deep call. You know, he was talking about like the incident and like how I'm really good friends with the host of that org who he did the not so cool stuff in. He wanted to reach out and apologize to the host and the person that he manipulated. And the person he like manipulated or whatever, like he like barely uses Discord. So I was like, you know, I'm really close with that host. Let me see if we can reach out. And that person didn't really want an apology. So I was like, hey buddy, it's not looking too good. And I could tell, like, he had his camera on for some reason. I could tell, like, he was about to cry. I felt for him because, you know, I've done some really, like, not cool stuff in, like, other communities. And I need to trim my nails, too. I'm actually disgusting right now. We're good on a personal level because we talked everything out and we just shared, like, stories and stuff. And I was like, listen, I want to try and help you get this closure. I don't think that's going to happen, but I told him the best thing we could do is move on and just be better. So as far as I'm concerned with Brett, as far as I'm concerned with him on a personal level, I think we're good. On a game level, I don't trust him one bit. Just because we're tight, that doesn't mean that I want to vote with you. It doesn't mean I want to keep you in this game because I feel like Brett's someone I could get his dream of potentially. The more and more I talk with these people, the more and more they're willing to give me their vote, except for Green, because I don't think they're ever going to speak to me ever again, because I have heard that they are really, really mad. And the best thing I can do in my situation right now is to give them some space. And that's that. I don't even want them in the game. I kind of want them out because I think they are a very big threat. I think that they're a good challenge player. Or physical player. I don't know why I said challenge player. I'm stumbling on my words. I think that they're a social threat, a strategic threat, and a physical threat. And that's someone I don't want to play the game with. I don't want them in. I want them out. But at the same time, I don't want them mad at me because that's not going to be good. When they go to Ponderosa and they're talking with Poi, and other jurors come into Ponderosa and they talk about the game, what are they going to hear? They're going to hear some really not so good things. But, like I said, the best thing I can do is give them some space. So, just got to chill. So, Green is not someone I think I can form a connection with. But what about other people who don't seem to like me well? This is where the fun part comes in. J-Ro. I reached out to J-Ro. And we're cool now. Because I told him, I'm not referring to everyone with them. I'm trying so hard to not fuck up Green's pronouns, because I know that caused a big thing, and it's just kind of I don't want to be, I don't want to be a dick. But so I get myself into the habit of saying they them for Green. I try and use a pronoun more when I talk about Green, but then when I talk about other people shortly after, I say they and them, but that's not their pronouns, so it's tough. But you live and you learn. That's all. The whole experience is a learning experience. But and best thing I could do is try and be sure about it and grow and learn from my mistake. But anyway, J-Ro, reached out to him, and we're good because I told him that I try to keep him in, and that he was going to get voted out, and I threw those votes on a Green last minute because I'd rather them go than him. And he was very receptive of that. He was very forgiving. And he said that he wants the next vote to be something that we can agree on, so that way we can rebuild trust. Oh, I think the oven is done preheating. Basically, J-Ro's just looking to rebuild trust right now, which, thank God. Benethy, same thing. I talked to Benethy, and me and Benethy are good. So the 3-person alliance from Jade 3.0 between me, Benethy, and J-Ro has been restored. Hip hip hooray. We're all good with each other, and we're all best friends to the end. Now, what about ARPS? Well, I don't think you're going to believe me when I tell you guys this, but ARPS and I had a 45-minute call today, and we talked everything out, and she was like, oh, you're such good TV, you should be on The Real Survivor, and, this, that, the other thing, and just, we were finally on good terms, which, it felt so good. You have no clue how good I felt, because ARPS is someone I've been trying to connect with for a while now, and now knowing that she is finally looking forward to working with me in this game, and that we actually get to know each other, that made me feel really good. So, yeah. Between my own alliance, I don't think anyone was really mad at me. And by my own alliance, I mean the 4 of me, V, Crossbow, and Starzy. I don't think there was really any animosity between that group, so I didn't have to do much damage control there. But everywhere else, I did do a bit of damage control. I did try and reach out to Danny, and I was like, hey, what's up, Danny? No response. Danny, what are you doing? What are you doing? You almost got voted out. Get your head in the game, Danny. My God. And the fact that I come from a community, because this or community is not my main community. It's Minecraft Survivor. That's my main community. The fact that I come from that community and Danny is very well known to be one of the legendary players, one of the old school players, and now seeing him in this org and he's not really doing that hot. Like, what are you doing? Get your head in the game, buddy. But whatever, you know. I'm thinking Danny might be the next boot. Either him or Green. I would prefer it be Green because I don't trust it. I don't trust them one bit. And I already went through that. I think Green needs to go. Green's the threat. So get them out of here. But I would like to try and make things right with Green before they go to Ponderosa. Because, you know, the whole... I believe Survivor is like about perspective. And Green having a negative perspective on me, a jury talks, a jury communicates, a jury shares their thoughts with one another about the players still in the game. So I don't want their negative perception about me because of the incident at Tribal to be spread upon to other jurors who may have either a neutral or positive perspective of me, which that's not good. It's really not good. But I suppose that, you know, it was very emotional. Tensions were high. So maybe I'll just need to let bygones be bygones and realize that that's just a personal grudge that they're going to have over me. And that I need to just move on and try my best to manage the other jurors and keep things right with other people and to give them the space they need to heal. So that is pretty much it, except for the fact there's one more little trick that I got up this sleeve of mine. You know what that trick is? ARPS. ARPS. When we had that 45-minute call, I ended it with, towards the end of the call, ARPS was talking to me about, like, moves in the game. Like, I don't know what my next move is. And I was like, well, everyone views you, J-Ro, and Benethy as a really strong 3. So I think that you need to branch out to other people and make a move on your own, so that way people won't look at y'all as a tight 3 with Green on the outs, who is pretty much a puppet to you guys. And, oh my God, what the hell is that burning? Okay, that's not my pizza. It was in there for like 5 minutes. But there's like a burning smell. Whatever. Anyway. So ARPS was down. ARPS was really down. I was like, listen, I'm going to get a 5-person alliance going down later today. And we're going to talk. And we're going to get everything sorted out. So, I may be down in mentality. And there might be someone who refuses to speak to me. And there might be someone who is going to go to Ponderosa really soon, who's going to tell everyone that I'm a terrible person and that I don't deserve their vote. I think I'm in a good position now. I think I recovered from last Tribal. Chef's kiss beautifully, which is why I am the greatest player the org community's ever seen. That last part was a bit of an exaggeration, but I'm up there. I'm up there. I have to be up there. Like, look at me. I'm beautiful. Right. I'm beautiful. I'm gonna fucking kill myself.